Hello lads and lassies, my name's Josh and I'm back for another episode of Dr. Stone. This is my third episode today, and I am just loving it. Today I kind of got up and I was a little tired. I slept not super late last night, but I kind of slept a little late. I watched some Halo Red vs. Blue, and I kind of got up and was like, I'm a little tired, but I really need to watch Dr. Stone. I really want to see how where this show goes. It's not been a long time, but I feel like this show is just, if I wasn't reacting to it, I would have been finished with this so much faster. And I usually do, like, in these reaction sessions, I usually do about 3, maybe 4 is pushing it. But I kind of end up going through a lot of energy when I do these, especially by myself. But Dr. Stone, I am like, alright, I did 5 yesterday, I need to do 5 today. I just need to see where this goes, and I just feel rejuvenated watching this show. The last 2 episodes were kind of like this 2-parter of the origins of the Stone Village, or Ishigami Village, and we got to see Senku's dad, who went up into space with a few of his crewmates. The world got stoned over, and since they were in space, they were immune. They were able to come back down to Earth, start a very, very small civilization that snowballed into the village we know now. Senku is, I think, confirmed to be the first person to actually break out of the stone himself. And because like I was always kind of going like, oh wow, so people broke out of the stone hundreds or maybe thousands of years ago, and like their offspring are here. Like these are their ancestors. But no, it's Senku was the first one, because this village is part of Senku's dad's lineage. So that was 2 amazing episodes of the origins of this world, and now Gin has brought terrible news. Tsukasa is coming with an army, and Senku is preparing for war. And Tsukasa is going to be a very, very big surprise to find that Senku is alive. Or maybe he won't be surprised. Maybe he'll be like, I always thought. Who knows? Let's begin this episode of Dr. Stone to find out, lads.
But I'm strictly a cola man.
Never heard of it.
I'd be able to talk business if I got drunk.
And now that the village
You know,
is gathered,
Senku
I've
should
got a
make
message to deliver.
cola for everyone.
Well, let's hear it then, Mentalist.
Their minds would be blown.
And he's bringing an army.
That is not a good face to.
Again,
That is such
haven't
an
actually
evil
seen
face.
Senku's body. We will take the village by force.
He doesn't have to do it by force.
All of them ridiculously strong and just as ruthless.
That's the
I mean,
idea,
like,
yes.
there's all this
He's been
peace
very
that you could
busy
do.
Reviving people.
Time for a showdown. Get excited.
I'm so disappointed in Tsukasa.
Protecting the village is our duty. If they're going to attack, this will
Alright.
be the time, while we're off guard.
Oh, I heard someone in the bushes.
Ginro,
Yeah, they're here. They're already here.
it's over.
Cut the ropes.
Listen, if I'm killed, cut down the bridge.
Oh,
Don't worry
dang.
about my body.
You should both go. Okay, yeah, he's slowly sliding back.
So he's hoping to lure us onto the bridge to fight him one at a time.
This is the guy from the
He's a
intro.
proper warrior.
But who are you? You're probably gonna be so cool. Standing at the top of the graves of his father's legacy.
Look at this guy trying to run away. What, are you scared
come
of
on,
us,
man.
caveman?
Did he hit him with the butt of his spear?
You're even more mush-brained than I imagined if you thought you could win against a spearman on a narrow bridge.
Exactly.
That strategy
What
wasn't
were you
proper at all.
thinking? And he called him the caveman. Ooh, 2 spearmen at it.
Impossible!
It's very unfortunate to be a spearman with poor eyesight.
They're so quickly.
No, Senku shouldn't be going at the head.
This isn't good!
Oh!
Do it! Cut down the bridge! Ginro!
Oh, you were going way too slow, man.
Cut down the bridge. I can't.
can't!
Is Ginro gonna go try and save him?
I can't get the bridge down! If I do that, Ginro is going to die!
How am I supposed to hit them from here with that? And why should I listen to an outsider like you?
Oh, come on!
You want to take the title away from him. How will you do that if the whole village is lost? Cooperate and you might get your chance.
He's such a good character.
Magma now! Hyoga, quick! Take everyone and get out of here!
Okay.
We need to retreat now!
A working firearm, which means you must be him.
Ah, dang.
It was very considerate of you guys to give us time to finish preparing. Tell Tsukasa that Ishigami Senku is still alive. And let him know we're waiting for him. With the 10 billion rifles we made using the power of science.
Oh, what a bluff. What a terrible bluff that can backfire so quickly.
Steroid, an antipyretic and an analgesic. We had to whip up a batch in order to make the sulfa drug. And now, a pinch of this! Rub some of this on your wounds. There, have some more!
Oh.
You're making that up, aren't you?
Why is he just throwing it at him?
I can't guard the village if I'm bedridden for some
Dude,
minor
you're
injury.
literally
There's
bleeding
no
right
telling
there.
when those bastards will come back to attack. I can't go crawling back to Tsukasa after being utterly humiliated by a bunch of weaklings. Damn
Dude.
it, those kids would
Dude.
be nothing if it weren't for their guns.
They'll time their attack to occur during a storm, because they're afraid of our non-existent rifles. Again, we'll talk them into it.
They're so smart!
I get it.
We should return to Tsukasa at once and build as large an army as we can.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
There's the
Yoga?
backfire.
Are you scared? You're just like those villagers, aren't you? You're a hopeless little twig without that weapon. You're Kuda Yari or whatever you
Dude,
call
you're
it.
holding a weapon yourself. You're holding your own spear. Ah, finally, he can see now. This looks
Oh man,
really bad. No. Give him the melon back.
His fuzzy eye sickness? You got some new glasses too, huh?
Sure did. Different than Kinro's, but this just feels more right for me, you know?
You and the rest of the battle team are gonna be in tears when you see what it is. It's
The
time
old
to
man
show
is
off
so
your skills.
small
You
when they
ready?
want him to be. This man is, like, way too big. Oh, he's happy.
Oh yeah! You better believe I'm ready!
Just the thought of crafting does disturbing things.
She's looking!
Get started. There's no time to waste. We're in a race
She
against
was
the
taking
storm,
a
and we can't
peek.
afford to
I don't
lose
blame
now.
her. That's half the episode? It's too soon.
Let's see how they fight
Oh.
without their guns.
So only these three are going in the storm. I thought they were going to bring an army. Or not three. I mean, like, by three I mean just like the buff guys, I guess. Like, I'm not counting Hyoga. Well, right into his trap. Oh, he made them swords!
The blades of science.
The blades of sight. Ah, yeah,
Weapons.
yeah.
I like it.
So this is the power of science.
Oh, I love that even the dad's into the science now.
We're screwed. Their weapons are stronger.
This folding process is called orikaishi tonrin.
3 days to do this. No way.
Repeatedly powers up the iron. We aren't katana artisans. We're going for speed. Any
He's
step
already
signs us
tired.
skip, we skip.
The blade itself is made strong.
I just realized
and the
that's
blunt
what he
edge
is.
Made flexible for parrying.
That's what he's doing in the intro. He's holding the sword. He's holding the blade in
No
the
big
intro.
surprise there.
Kill them.
Our weapons are breaking apart.
It's not only your weapons that are being broken, your
It's your
feeble minds are
spirits.
shattering as well.
Spear fighting.
I wonder.
It's round, like the moon.
Oh, so it's supposed to throw you off. Dang, one katana down. So this Kaniyata is supposed to throw you off.
Bring down those three and victory will be yours for the taking, Hyoga!
Thanks so much for the advice, Gen. Not that I couldn't have seen it for myself.
That Gin bastard is helping the enemy. What the hell?
Did he switch back over to their side?
Yeah, he's a
Wow.
snake, but he also has to make it look like he's.
Join forces. That it's
He has to
the
make.
way we're
He has to make it
gonna beat this
look
guy.
like he's actually working with you.
Give that back, it's not yours!
Then let's do
Oh,
this,
shut it.
Kinro.
Shut it, Ginro.
Magma.
No way. Ah, yeah, right. That's what teamwork is. Oh. I was thinking that Kinro would swipe it out.
A cut that precise couldn't have been made with stone tools.
Who would have done such a thing?
Gein's been found out.
Kudayari? Is that the name of this spear with the little bamboo tube?
I have to
Oh,
admit,
man.
I'm impressed.
I would never betray your trust.
Kill him now! Not Gein, kill Hyoga now! Why are they standing there?
How am I supposed to find them?
You'll find it.
Mentalists like him would have left signs for us to follow. Signs that only we would be able to recognize. Which is a job for.
I love it.
Suika.
You left a whole trail, huh? And she rolled away.
It makes for an effective signal if your allies are familiar with natural science.
How did he
Black
get there?
Nightshade, an old favorite of mine and one I frequently used on stage. In floriography, it means liar.
This guy, I love him.
You made a pretty good cut there, Mentalist. We've bested you with our blades of science.
Well, you need to take him out now before he goes, because if he goes, it's not gonna happen again. Dang. I didn't even think that the episode was gonna end there. I knew that the mid-credit had happened. I was too engrossed. That did not feel like 10 minutes. Dang. The rematch for these grunts and Hyoga happened so much faster than I thought it would. I mean, like, we got introduced to them in the beginning, or mostly the last bit of last episode. No, we got introduced to them in the beginning of this episode, and they didn't lose. There was a bluff, and I'll talk about the bluff later. And then they mentioned, oh, they'll be back with a storm. I thought we would have a couple episodes. Granted, I mean, I'm on episode 19 now, which is like what, 6-7 episodes from the finale of season 1. I thought there would be a few more episodes between. The pacing of Dr. Stone just continues to amaze me, because I remember back in I was gonna say season 1, at the beginning of the season, I was kind of thinking, oh, okay, so like this is the pace we're gonna go, right? We're not gonna find civilization now. We're gonna find civilization in the mid-season. No, we found civilization, we didn't find civilization. We found people outside of the stone in like episode 5. So the pacing of Dr. Stone just continues to amaze me. We can spend like 6 to 7 episodes in a village just creating ramen, but the battle episodes or the world exploring episodes, like these defining episodes, like they're so fast. So when they were like, oh yeah, they'll come back during a storm, I'm like, okay, so now we have time to prepare. Probably gonna like make some weapons. No, they did have time to prepare, but man, the rematch was fast. So yeah, the storm attack is a very smart bluff on Senku's move. Like the gun bluff. I mean, if they report back to Tsukasa, which might end up happening now, but if they report back to Tsukasa, Tsukasa might think that they do have guns, muskets, and then he'll just bring a gigantic army, because it takes time to load very primitive guns like that. So he's like, oh yeah, they'll waste their first volley on what Hyoga says, the people that are less than pawns. They'll waste their first on them, and then we go in and take them out. But so it's a good bluff, but they should I really hope they don't let Hyoga escape, or I really hope they don't, or Senku doesn't go like, now go tell Tsukasa that the power of science is taking over this village. Like, go tell him that, because they're just gonna come back, even bigger army. Even Hyoga, he's like the side boss. He's the mini boss to Tsukasa's main boss, and Hyoga's like, yeah, there's already ways we can get around their guns. You know, either a storm, which is obvious, or we just overpower them, because it's a good bluff, but it can't protect them forever. So if they're able to take out Hyoga now, make sure he doesn't get back to Tsukasa, then I think it'd be better, because that means Tsukasa just is like, oh, they took out Hyoga. What? Sure, he might go cautiously, but he might not know they have guns. He still actually won't know that Senku's alive. I really hope that they don't let him escape. If he does escape, I hope it's through skill and not through the hubris of Senku, or the main characters. But yeah, that gun bluff was really smart, especially on Gin and Senku. Make such a good and odd team. Like Gin's a snake. When he told Hyoga that, oh yeah, go for those three, like go for Kinro, Magma, and Kohaku. Go for those three. I didn't think he was betraying them. I kind of thought more of, alright, he has to use some form of information. And then even that some form of information, there was a layer of coding of like, oh, he's telling us three to work together. Granted, Magma didn't do that, but the message got through. And that sword thing was literally impossible. I'm 110 billion% sure that you cannot jump off of a sword. Send me a video in the comments down below if there is proof of being able to jump off a sword, but I mean, just anime, it's anime things. But they make katanas now. I mean, that's in the intro. I mean, I guess we don't have that many episodes left. I guess my pacing for the rest of the season is just completely thrown off, because we see those katanas in the intro. I'm like, okay, cool, those are like end game weapons for the season. Nope, we have them 3-4 episodes into the new intro, maybe 5 episodes. I don't really know. I just think the episodes are melding together. But it's great to see the katanas at work. I really wish the action in this show was better. I guess they don't have the budget to do super smooth action, or they're saving that budget for like something bigger that's coming. But I noticed they do a lot of like what Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans did, Batman Brave and the Bold, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter especially is very guilty of this. But they do the freeze frames of, oh yeah, there's action, like we're implying action, but we're not showing, like here's literally a drawing and we have a crop going over it to make it look like there's movement, but they didn't actually draw frames of action happening. It's one of my least favorite forms of action. I don't really, it kind of takes me out of the experience because I'm not really watching anything happen. I'm a choreography junkie, so I like watching the choreography happen. In anime, especially with animation, not just anime, but with animation, you're able to get away with a lot. There's this one video that Anthony literally just showed me. Oh, I forgot what it was called. It was with the Team Fortress guy, the big guy. I think he was Russian. It was just like this fan animation. It's ridiculous. It has a whole bunch of memes in it. It's something engage. Engage something and something engage. The action in that, my jaw was on the floor because it was janky, but the choreography was so good. Like, it was janky. Don't get me wrong. Like, it needs polish, but like that was the charm of it. That was like the point. It was supposed to look janky, but it was so like you can get away with so much in animation. It's just like budget and time constraints. So I really wish Dr. Stone. I don't know which one it needs more of, the budget or the time. But I wish it was given more time to let the action sequences flow. Granted, it's not. I think it is classified as a shonen, but it's not an action-heavy shonen. It's more of like the adventure side of things, or the discovery. It's discovery adventure shonen. I guess if that's a genre. It's not really an action-heavy one. But I do wish that we were able to get some action scenes out of it. But no, I really do enjoy that they have swords now, and I love that the old man, or not the old man, the dad, of Kohaku, the one that was so against Senku, was just like, oh wow, whatever this science or magic stuff, oh this is kind of cool. Like, I just love that he's there holding the sword, like he's part of the village guard. I don't know, it's just like, and Magma, I don't like him, but Gin is just excellent at manipulating people. Like, hey, you want the village? Well, if Senku's the leader now, but if you help us, or you can't rule a village that doesn't exist, so help us and maybe you'll have a chance. I just love it. And Magma, Magma falls for it, but he looks so cool with that sword. Like, it fits him very well. what's his name? Kinro. I'm sorry if I mess up, or if I mix up Ginro and Kinro's names. But Kinro finally got his glasses. I was wondering how long it would take. I really wish they gave him a helmet. I don't know. Am I the only one that liked him with the watermelon helmet? I think it looked cool. They're like, oh, you look so cool with your glasses. I'm like, the watermelon kind of looks cooler. I don't know. I like the watermelon a little bit more. And Suika got her watermelon back, which is very important. I'm surprised she didn't roll away or anything like that. Yeah, I wrote something about Tsukasa, but I'm gonna say about. I just need to keep talking about Hyoga. I really enjoy Hyoga. I like that he's more interested in the strategy and his opponents. He's like, oh, so you're actually a talented spearsman. I like it. Or they have swords now. Like he's interested in the combat, the skill of it. Well, the brutes are like, oh yeah, we're gonna stomp. One brute was like, oh, they're only so strong because of their weapons. Like that guy had a spear. That's not fair. Like, dude, you have a club, or I think you have an axe. You also had a spear too. Like, shut up. You suck. You have no talent. Okay. You like sure you went to the gym, but like gym can only take you so far against spear. And you were holding a spear too, so like you have no room to talk. But yeah, I really like Hyoga's kind of perspective, and he's a lot like Tsukasa. He's really smart, he's talented, and he's a really good fighter. And I guess he's specialized in I did not write the weapon name down, but from what I can tell, the specific use of that weapon, because it is basically a spear, but the specific use of it is to distract the opponent with the tail on the front. You spin it with your wrist like you would spin a spear, but if you spin a spear you can kind of like trace it, but that tail is enough to make it the blur lines, the motion blur is enough to distract you. It's like it dissociates your senses. You're like, wait, what? And like it makes it more circular movement where it's harder to see where the spear is going, and then that's where he gets you. It's a really unique, like in a world where like the spear right now, now it's the katana, but in a world where the spear is the #1 weapon of choice, it's a really interesting way of like, yeah, he has a spear, but it's a specialized spear. I really like it. Again, it's another reason why I would like to see better action animation for Dr. Stone, because that's such a unique weapon. You don't really see it a lot in other people's weapons of choice. That when you do see it, I would like to see it in well-used animation. Like if it was the Demon Slayer animation, imagine like the fights that they could do with that specific spear. Granted, Dr. Stone doesn't need Demon Slayer animation. Right? Dr. Stone, the story, where the animation carries Demon Slayer, the story, and the lore, as well as the characters, really just carry. I mean, can you really say carry if like that's the strengths of Dr. Stone far outweigh the animation limitations that they have. And I'm not even saying animation weakness, because I really like the animation of Dr. Stone. I really love the character models. Other than the fights, it's extremely smooth. So it's just animation limitations. I'm gonna guess is a budget and time, which is usually what happens with most in most scenarios. But yeah, Hyoga, I like him a lot. They need to kill him, or they need to trap him or imprison him, because if he's able to get back to Tsukasa, granted, Gin might already, like if Gin's the only person to come back to Tsukasa, his cover might be blown. His cover will definitely be blown if Hyoga gets back. So they do need to imprison him, and I really hope that they don't let him go, especially with that bluff, because I mean Tsukasa and Hyoga are fairly similar. They don't really care about the people. Like Senku's biggest weakness is that he cares too much about the people around him, especially his friends. Tsukasa, that is not a Tsukasa. What's that Anakin sound? I'm not bound by this power, or something like that. Like does not care. Like he will use people, unless you're really close to him. Like even then, Senku and Tsukasa, they're not like brothers, but they did have a really good relationship. They had great chemistry together. And Tsukasa respected him enough to give him a quick death. He still killed him. So these brutes that he has around him, I don't think he really cares. He's like, oh, they have guns? Let's just send like 50 guys in front. I literally have an army. We'll send 50 guys in front, and they don't even like, I don't care about these people. And then while they're reloading, we send in more, or we let them expel their gunpowder, or the storm, and they don't even have guns. That's another thing. They don't even have guns to pull in bluff. So like, if he goes back, the risk is Tsukasa brings everything, and they are severely underprepared for that kind of fight. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna kill Hyoga. So I just hope that they imprison him. I don't think we've actually had like a kill in this show, right? Like Senku was the closest thing. Like yeah, we've had deaths in the show, especially Senku's dad. Like basically all of the astronauts, they died. But they weren't murdered, they weren't killed. If I'm misremembering something, go ahead and correct me down below, but I'm pretty sure we still haven't had our first murder yet. Like, not even murder, just a spear kill. Like, that guy that was gonna kill Kinro, the guy that was going, he's like, oh, I got you now, you fool! And Kinro just, like, smacked him with the butt of a spear. How did he do that? Like, he had his shield like this and a spear like this. Did he, like, turn his spear to smack him in the face and then turn it back? Because that's what that's what the spear is for. It's not meant for whacking. It's meant for stabbing. And like he had the momentum, just like that would have gone right through and with one guy down. So this show is, of course, like we have the stone kills. I'm not talking about people that are still petrified being killed by Tsukasa's fist. I'm just talking about like good old stabby. We've had close calls with Senku. Jin was a fake out kind of death. He wasn't actually stabbed. He was beat up badly, but he wasn't actually stabbed because his blood packs saved him. So I wonder if we'll ever cross that line in this show, and if we do, who's gonna be able to cross it? And then I just gotta say, Tsukasa, I'm just so disappointed in him. He's such a based character. Like, him talking like, oh yeah, if we bring back the original people, they'll squabble over land, they'll go into wars because they think they own something, or they'll bring their old ideas back, they'll make us pay taxes, whatever. I really love that. That was a really big argument for him. But yeah, like his whole thing was like, if we bring back the older generation, all they will do is squabble for land that's not theirs. What is he doing? He's going to take a village by force because he fears that Senku might get to it first. He's literally doing what he's afraid of, but he has different ulterior motives. If he wanted to get to that village first, he could always go the peaceful route. Granted, Kohaku already fought him, but he could go in and try and negotiate. He didn't even try and negotiate. He just said Gin said Senku's not there, and then he's like, alright, well, it's still a threat, so let's just wipe it out. So, I'm really disappointed in Tsukasa. His motives are different. He wants to protect himself from Senku by taking over this village. But he is still doing what he was afraid the older generation would end up doing. And that makes me very disappointed in him. I do hope we get to see him again at some point. I feel like we haven't seen him since episode 7, I think. Maybe 6. So we just haven't had any time to see him grow or be a character. Same with Taiju and Yuzumiha, which I'm sure they're fine in the sense of like, oh, they're not disappointments as characters, but all this time away from Tsukasa, I just remember his incredible motivations, and now he's just become the very thing that he swore to destroy. Still, that doesn't mean I hate him. I just a little disappointed, but I'm sure like when we see him again, we get to see him talk, have some stuff to say with Senku. I'm gonna like him a lot again. Just he hasn't really had any screen time to shine. And who knows? Maybe next episode we'll see him more. Like he's had like a couple lines, but he's become like this dictator surrounded by these big, strong buffoons. which sucks to see him fall that far. But who knows? Maybe we'll see him again in the next few episodes. Lads, the season is wrapping up, so if you want to see my reaction to the rest of season 1, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, or check out the Patreon because of early access. While you wait, if you don't go to Patreon, while you wait for next week's reaction, you can check out Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, Darling in the Franxx, The Kamega Kill, My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan. I've done a whole bunch of stuff on this channel. Some just me, some with my buddies, and I've also gone through like the Disney Plus shows of Star Wars, Marvel, and all that with Anthony Micaiah and like the Jam cast. So if you guys are interested in any more reactions from us, please hit that subscribe button and check out the playlist section. I highly recommend it. And while you wait, you can check out everything on the channel. We'll see you all lads next week for more Dr. Stone.